Welcome to Study for Civil Services. In this video, we will see NCERT Class 7 Geography Chapter 10, that is Life in Deserts. And we have already covered all the chapters of NCERT Class 6 Geography and all the previous chapters of NCERT Class 7 Geography. And in the coming days, we are going to cover NCERT from Class 6 up to Class 12 for Geography, History, and Polity. And these books, NCERTs, are very important for all the competitive exams, and basically they are most important for the civil services exams. And we will also see the NCERT exercises. We will solve them at the end of at which are given at the end of the each chapter of the NCERT. So let's start this chapter, Life and Deserts. In this chapter, we will discuss about two type of deserts. One is hot desert and second is cool desert. And we will discuss about Sahara desert, that is hot desert located in the Africa. And we will also discuss about the Leh and Ladakh desert, which is a very cold desert and it is located in the India. First of all, we'll see what is a desert. Desert is actually it is an arid region and it is characterized by extremely high or low temperature. So temperature would be either very high or very low. Very high, for example, in Sahara, and very low, for example, in cold deserts like Ladakh. And also it has very scarce vegetation. Deserts are the places where rainfall is very low to moderate, and it is very difficult for anyone to live in the places where there is no water to drink and no grass and no water to help the crops to grow. And deserts are such type of regions where water scarcity is very high, and therefore that is why these type of regions have very scarce vegetation, because vegetation depends on two type of factors. First is temperature, and second one is, and most important, is rainfall. Now see the places in the world where people have learned to cope with extreme harsh, and also some places as hot as fire, and some places as cold as ice, and these are known as the desert areas of the world. And I've told you that these are characterized by very low rainfall. So rainfall is very low in the desert regions, and that is why it is the reason for the scanty vegetation and extreme temperature in the desert region. Depending on the temperatures, there can be hot deserts or cold deserts. Example of hot desert is Sahara and cold desert is Ladakh. And people generally used to inhabit these lands wherever some amount of water is available, and then they starts practicing agriculture. Now first we will discuss about the hot desert, that is Sahara. If you look at the map, find that Sahara is located in the continent of Africa, and you can see that Sahara actually covers a large part of North Africa, sorry, and it is world's largest desert. So the world's largest desert is Sahara. This is very important fact to remember for exams. And the area of Sahara is around 8.54 million square kilometer. And if you compare the area of Sahara with the area of India, India's area is only 3.2 million square kilometer, but the Sahara area would be more than 2.5 kilometer, 2.5 times the area of India. And this is also very important fact, for example, that Sahara Desert actually touches 11 countries. So this can be asked, and this has been asked in various times. And Sahara Desert actually touches 11 countries. And if you see, the name of these countries are Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. And it is a very well-known image. It's like whenever you think of any desert, the picture comes always comes the Marusal region or the some very sandy region of the Rajasthan. And also the whenever we think of in a desert, the immediate thing that comes to mind is that of sand. But besides the vast stretches of sands, Sahara Desert is also covered with all gravel plains and elevated plateaus with bare rocky surface, and these rocky surfaces may be more than 2.5 kilometer high at some places. This is the location of the Sahara, and this is the Africa map, and you can see that Sahara is actually covering 11 countries, and it actually extends up to Eritrea and Somali region. And you will be surprised to know that present day Sahara, that is very hot and dry desert, was used to be a very lush green plain, because some of the paintings found in the Africa region in the Sahara Desert shows that there were used to be rivers with crocodiles, elephants, lions, giraffes, ostriches, sheep, cattle, and goats. But because of the climate change, it is now a very hot and dry region. And this is a fact that Al Ajijia in the Sahara Desert, that is the south of Tripoli, Libya, it recorded the highest temperature of 57.7 degree in the 1922. If you see the climate of Sahara, it is very scorching hot and parched dry. And Sahara is very short rainy season. Skies are generally cloudless and clear, and here the moisture evaporates very faster than the rate at which it accumulates, and that is why they remain dry, and days are unbelievably hot. The temperature during the day may go as high as up to 50 degrees Celsius, and that results in the heating of the sand and the bare rocks, and which in turn radiates heat, and this makes everything around everything regions nearby very hot. But the nights are maybe very freezing cold with the temperatures nearing 0 degrees. So the temperature range in the Sahara is very high, and it's one of the highest. The days are very hot and the night are very cold. If you see the flora and fauna, vegetation in Sahara actually includes cactus, date palms, and acacia. And in some places of the Sahara, there are oases. What are oases? Oases are actually green island, and they are surrounded with the date palms. See, whenever there is some amount of water present, and the water comes to the surface, water comes to the ground, the people starts growing some date palms surrounding them, and these areas are known as oases. And fauna and animals like camels, hyenas, jackals, foxes, scorpions, and many varieties of snakes and lizards are the prominent animal species living in the Sahara region. And figure 10.3 they clearly shows the oasis in the Sahara Desert, and scientists have actually found skeletons of fish in this desert. And if you talk about the people of the Sahara region, Sahara Desert actually, despite its harsh climate, has been inhabited by various type of people, various type of tribals, and the most important tribals are Bedouins and Tuaregs. And this, please remember this fact that Bedouins and Tuaregs are from Sahara region of Africa, and these groups are actually nomadic tribes, and they rear livestock such as goats, sheep, camel, and horses. And these animals also provide them with milk, hide from which they make leather for belts, slippers, water bottles, and also they use their hairs for mats, carpets, cloths, and blankets. And the people of the Sahara, they used to actually wear heavy ropes to protect themselves against dust storm and hot winds. And the oases in the Sahara and Nile Valley in the Egypt, they support a settled population. And since water is available in the oasis region, people started growing date palms and Sometimes crops such as rice, wheat, and barley and beans are also grown in this region. And this is the important fact that Egyptian cotton, see, Egypt is very famous worldwide because of the cotton. So Egyptian cotton is famous worldwide, is grown in the Egypt. So Egypt is famous worldwide for its cotton, and also because of the technological expansion, the discovery of oil has been there, and this actually induced a great demand throughout the world in Algeria, Libya, and Egypt. That is why they are constantly transforming the Sahara Desert, and they're exploring more oil, more mineral, and other minerals of importance that are found in the area. They are including iron, phosphorus, manganese, and uranium. And if you see, the cultural landscape of the Sahara is undergoing change because of the people of to adopting modern ways and modern technologies and moving towards urbanization. Gleaming glasses caused office buildings, tower over mosques, and superhighways crisscross the ancient camel paths. And trucks are replacing camels in the salt trade. And some tuaregs are also seen acting as a guides to foreign tourists, and that is why more and more nomadic herdsmen are taking to city life and finding jobs in oil and gas operations, and also they're finding jobs as guides. And if you see, water depressions are actually formed when the wind blows over sands, and in the depressions where underground water reaches the surface, then an oasis is formed, and this process has already been explained also. These areas are very fertile, and people may settle around these water bodies and also grow date palms and other crops. And sometimes the oasis may be very, very large. For example, the Tafiyallet oasis in Morocco is very large oasis, and its area is about more than 13,000 square kilometer. So these are some of the facts about Sahara Desert in the Africa region. Now see the cold desert that is lying in the India, and that is known as Ladakh. See, Ladakh is made up of two words, La plus Dak. La means mountain pass and Dak means country. So Ladakh means mountain pass of the country. And this is another fact that Dras is one of the oldest inhabited place on the earth, and Dras is located in the Ladakh. So Ladakh is a cold desert, and it is lying in the Great Himalayas. We will see the division of Himalayas from north to south, from east to west in the coming videos. And Ladakh is on the eastern side of Jammu and Kashmir. If you see this region, 10.4. So this Ladakh is actually located in the eastern side of Jammu and Kashmir. This is the Ladakh range, and the Karakoram range lies to the north, and Janskar range lies to the south of the Ladakh, and various rivers flow through the Ladakh, and Indus being the most important among them. And because rivers just originated from there, and so they are in their youth stage or young stage, and that is why most of the river they form deep valleys and gorges, and various glaciers are also found in the Ladakh area. For example, the Gangri Glacier. The altitude in Ladakh varies from about 3 kilometers in Kargil to more than 8,000 meter or 8 kilometers in Karakoram. And because of its high altitude, the climate is extremely cold and dry. So here in Ladakh, the climate is extremely cold and dry. And if you remember, the climate in the Sahara region was very hot and dry. So it's exactly opposite in the Ladakh region. And if you see, the air at this altitude is very, very thin, that the heat of the sun can also be very felt very intensely because air is very thin. So sun rays will be hit to your body directly, and they will induce more intensity, and you will feel more intense And the day temperature in the summer may just go above 0 degree, and also night temperature may maybe go to up to -30 to -40 degrees Celsius. And if you see, it is very freezing cold in the winters, and temperature may remain below -40 for most of the time. And also, Ladakh lies in the rain-rich region of the India, so there is a very little rainfall. See, all these desert region, they have very little to moderate rainfall, and the same case with Ladakh also. They have rainfall up to 10 centimeter every year, and the area experience very freezing wind and also burning hot sunlight. And this is a very important fact that this is Ladakh is only region where if you sit in the sun with your feet in the shade, you may suffer from both sunstroke and frostbite at the same time. So it might be asked in the exam that which is the area where you can feel the sunstroke and frostbite at the same time. So it is Ladakh actually. And Ladakh is also known as Khapachan, which means the snowland. If you see the flora and fauna found in the Ladakh, because Ladakh is very highly arid region, the vegetation is very sparse, very less, and there are only scanty patches of grasses and shrubs for animals to graze. But some places actually, in some places there are groups of willows and poplars are seen, and during the summers, some trees of fruits such as apples, apricots, and walnuts also bloom. And if you see the several species of birds are sighted in the Ladakh, and robin, redstarts, Tibetan snowcock, raven, and hoopoe are very common. And some of these are also migratory, that is, they migrate in the particular season. An animal of Ladakh are wild goat, wild sheep, yak, and special kind of dogs. And animals are actually reared to provide for the milk, meat, and hides. And yak's meat is very useful for making dairy products like cheese and butter. And the hair of the sheep and goat is used to make woolens. And this is the fact that the chiru or the Tibetan antelope is an endangered species. And and Tibetan antelope is also known as chiru, and it is an endangered species, and it is hunted for its wool, which is known as shatus. And this wool is very light in weight and extremely warm, and that is why these species are getting killed, and they are getting hunted, and they are reached to an stage of endangered. Now, this is another fact that the finest cricket bat are made from the woods of the willow trees. See, two type of trees, that is willow and poplars, are found in the Ladakh region. And out of two, this willow and poplar, the willow may produce finest cricket bats. And if you talk about the people of the Ladakh region, they actually have some resemblance with the Tibet and Central Asian people, and the most of the people living in the Ladakh region are either Muslims or Buddhists, and in fact, several Buddhist monasteries dot the Ladakhi landscape with their traditional gompas. And if you see, there are very famous monasteries like Hemis, Dixit, Shi, and Lamayuru. And in the summer season, the people are busy cultivating potato, peas, and turnip. But the climate in winter months is very harsh, and people keep themselves engaged in festivities and ceremonies. People engage their bodies so that they don't feel the coldness. And women are very hardworking. They work not only in the house and field, but also manage some small businesses and shops. And Leh is the capital, connected both by the road and air. And National Highway 1A connects Leh to Kashmir through the Jogi Pass. So Zojila Pass connect which two places? Leh to Kashmir Valley. Please remember this, sir. This is very important for competitive. There are other processes also in the Himalaya region. If you see, it is tourism is one of the key of the Ladakh region because and several tourists are estimated in India and visits. Why these tourism activities actually, spreading in our Ladakh region? Because there are various type of gumpas and monasteries and treks to see meadows and glaciers, and that is why they as a very important activities. And because of all the attractions, people industry is very developed in the Ladakh region. And the Manali Leh highway actually crosses two passes Lachala, Lunga, Lachal, Tanglangla, and the highway opens between the July and September is covered from the road. And if you see the life of people of Ladakh is also undergoing change people of Sahara region. But the difference is that the people of Ladakh centuries learn to live in balance and harmony with nature. And because of the scarcity of resources like water and fuel, they are used with reverence and care. And that is why nothing is discarded and wasted. So these are some of the important points of Ladakh region. So we have covered two major deserts of the world. One is hot desert, Sahara, and second cold desert, Ladakh. And now we'll solve the exercises. What are the two types of deserts found in the world? Hot desert, Sahara, cold desert, Ladakh. In which continent is Sahara? Africa. What are the climatic conditions of the Ladakh desert? Very coldness, extremely cold, and scorchy hot. And if you in the Ladakh, you will feel sunbite and then frostbite at the same time. So climatic conditions are very hard, extremely hard. And what mainly attracts tourists to Ladakh, I've already told you that there are because of the several gompas, monasteries, and various other tourist attraction. These tourists actually attracts to the Ladakh region, and also Ladakh region climate is very cold. Clothes people of Sahara wear, they actually wear robe to avoid the scorching heat. See, it is written here, they wear heavy robes as a protection against the. What type of what type of clothes the people of Sahara Desert wear? They wear heavy robes as a protection against dust storm and hot. And next question is that in the trees that grow in Ladakh, that is poplar, willow, northern part of Africa. Sahara is hot desert. Ladakh desert is mainly inhabited by Buddhist. Deserts are characterized by scanty vegetation. Then Hemisinda is a famous cotton. Then oasis depression with water pathways found in Sahara. Oil in Libya is a Lama River is a monastery. Now the reasons why there is scanty vegetation in the desert because of the very less rainfall, because of high evaporation, and because of high temperature. There is very scanty vegetation in the desert. And second is why people of Sahara desert wear habits to protect themselves against the scorching heat. We've just seen that people wear heavy robes in the Sahara desert as a protection against dust storm and hot winds. So this is the end of the chapter. Now we have completed class 6 NCERT Geography, all the chapters, and also class 7 NCERT Geography, all the chapters. And in the coming days, we are going to cover class 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for geography, then from class 6 to 12 history, then polity, and we will cover all these details, all the videos, all the important points, and we will also solve all the exercises. If and we are also uploading various other type of GK, GS, current affairs videos, and also some of the very important series for UPPCS and MPPCS. If you want to have all these videos, all the daily top coaching material, all the books, PDFs, PPTs, and test series for prelims and mains, then monthly, daily, and regular email updates for current affairs, the Hindu summary, NCERT summary, NIUS summary, Yojana summary, all at one place. Then you can buy your pen drive course. It is only 3000 rupees, and you can opt for it, and it's only a one time fees, and you will get the benefits for 1 to 2 years. So please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more updates. Thank you very much.